This is Mahesh Ravi, and in this video, I'm going to just walk you through how to create an interesting landing page. So, landing pages are usually known as lead capture pages, where you can redirect an audience from an Insta ad or a Facebook ad and then capture that lead in here. If you cannot afford a fully functional website, if you cannot afford a complete website, um, this is an easier option, and landing pages are very popular right now, and it's very easy to make. So I'll walk you through the process of creating a landing page, and we will be using the CMS called Readymag to create a landing page, and it's very simple to follow. So let's get started. So if you go to readymag.com, this is the website that you're going to see. This is a page, this is a screen that's going to welcome you. And once you log in, you can go to your initials right here on the left top, and you can click on this plus sign to create a new project. So click on this and you can create a new project. Your project window is going to turn on, and you can see that your project title, you can give it here. So just click on this and you can enter your project name. So I'm going to just call it home page, right? And you can write a description about the page, and you can create a, so this is your URL. When you publish this landing page, this is the URL where it will be hosted. So what you can do is you can change the last number to your liking. So you can say that, yeah. So I'm going to just put my name in here, and it's available right now. So this URL, basically what, if you have a domain name and you can redirect that domain name to this URL. So this is the URL that you'll be using to link, or share or connect to an Instagram ad and all that later. So we are not going to publish it right now because we don't have anything in our landing page. We have to design it. So just click outside. So we have the name right here, and it says it's unpublished, and we have the thumbnail of our page right here. So it says that this is page 1, and your page title, you can put it here. So I'm just putting it landing page, and we can click on this. So now we are actually inside our landing page, and you can see this dotted line, and this shows your safe area, right? So this is inside this box is where all the content of your website should be placed. And you can see this blue diamond, and this is what actually controls the scrolling area of your website. So if you scroll it down, it means that your website can go further down, right? So after it lands on a browser, you have more area if you scroll down, right? So we will be using that as well. So on your lower left side, you can see the number of the page, and then this is a button where you can switch it from your desktop view to your mobile view. So this is sort of a responsive design, and at the same time this is sort of adaptive as well. So if you go to desktop view, we are actually right now we are seeing our website in desktop view. If you switch it to mobile view, so just turn it on like this, you can see that this is how your website is going to look in a mobile phone. But right now there is no content, so we are not able to see anything here. Let's switch back to desktop. So we are in the desktop view, and there is an undo redo button here, and there is a widget button. So this is sort of like your layer palette, right? So you can see all the elements that you're adding, it will show up right here. And to add the elements, you will be going and clicking on this plus sign, and you can add all the components from here, right? And on your top right side, you can see a preview button. So once you have made your design, you can preview what is going to be there in your website. And there is the menu icon where you can go back to your home page if you want, right? So that's basically it. So we have our basic layout figured out. It's pretty easy, and we'll get started with a design. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a home page for my next workshop, right? So I'm going to conduct a workshop on design thinking, and I want the users to be coming here if they click on the Instagram ad of that poster, right? So I'm going to create a landing page for my design thinking workshop. So let's get started. So the first thing that I want to do is to click on the background, and if I want to change the background color, I can keep changing it. So you can see that it's getting affected live on the website, right? But I want to keep it white. I don't want to do any colors. I want to keep it clean. So I'm going to go to white, And let's click here and we can see that there is a grids and guides option. So when you click on this, it's going to show you how many columns that you want in your grid. So this is sort of like a helper, right? That to keep your elements aligned and all that. So if I say 12, it's going to give me a 12 column grid. So I can actually put all my elements and keep it aligned to that position, right? So I like doing that. So let's just drag it on the top. Yeah. So we have this right now. And a couple of other things that we can do here is that there is a snap option. So if you are taking an element, it will automatically snap to these points. If you don't want that, you can turn it off. And if you don't want the grid to be visible, you can just turn this off. So the guides will just go away like that. If you want a basic grid that you can see in other editing softwares, you can just turn on the grid and you will get a column grid like this. So we are just going to turn on the guides for now, and I'm going to keep it a 12 column layout, which is a commonly used guide setup for websites, right? So I'm going to go here. So we have that setup, and let's start adding our elements. So I'm going to bring in a text first. So I'm going to just go and click on the text. So we're going to get a dummy text content, which is sort of looks like a body text. So I want to make it a heading, right? So I'm going to just write design your thinking. So so this is going to be my main text. Now I want to modify this a bit. So if you look at your right side, you can see the menus associated with it. So if you click on this, this is going to open up some styles. So if you want to click on this, it will automatically change your text to heading 1. So that is one style, and it actually looks pretty interesting. So I'm going to just go with that. So design thinking, this is my first element, the first component that I've added, and I'm just going to place it in this grid. So it is going to snap into this grid when I'm moving it. So this actually looks good. So if I select it again, I can see a couple of options in here. I can change the font size and all that if I want, but I'm not going to modify any of this for this right now. I can also change the color for this, right? Again, that is not required. I don't think this is required. Black is working pretty fine. So this is my main heading, and you can see that when I select this, there is a bounding box which appears this big, right? So this is where this object is going to be the entire space available around it, but I don't want this to be this big. So just always remember to just bring it down so that it sort of matches your element size, because if other elements are overlapping it, it will be a problem to select it and move it around, right? So right now the bounding box is fitting exactly in the size of your text element, right? So I'm going to take another text element. So I'm going to go here and take a text element. So it's a dummy text. So that is what I actually want. So what I want to do is I want to just give a small brief about what the workshop or design thinking is all about. Learn all about this famous 5-step So this is the body text that I wanted to create. Learn all about this famous 5-step creative problem solving technique. And I can also see that the bounding box is big. So I exactly like what we did for here, we can just click this and then bring it so that it matches the text size that we want. So this is looking good. We can space it accordingly and all that. We can do all that. So if you want to change the font, you can go here and change it, or if you want to just bring this down so that it matches your grid, you can do that as well. But right now it sort of works in that way. Now what I want to create is a button, right? I want to put a button where they can quickly register for it. So what I'm going to do is I will just go here, I will select. So this is the first element that we have used. We have used the text and we have to now use a button. So click on the button. So by default there is a button which comes like this. I'll just place it right here. So there are a couple of options that we need to change in here. The first thing, the text. So I'm going to change it to enroll. So enroll now. If they want to register for the program, they can enroll right now. I want to change the options of this a little bit. So I'm going to select the button. On your right side, again, the options for this buttons are showing up here. So click on this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the shape color. But before that, when you select a button, you can see that there are two states that you can see here. One is default, when nothing is happening, and one is hover. So when you move your mouse around it, what should happen to that button, right? So in the default thing, I think this is working pretty fine. There is an enrolled out button, the shape color. You can change the button color, but I think I'm going to keep it blue. And there is a radius button. So this is pretty interesting. If you want your button to be rounded, you can just bring up this value. So you can see that the button is going to get a rounded. It becomes a rounded button, right? So I am keeping it at 36, let's say 36. And I have a rounded button right now. Now I need to change the hover state. So when the mouse moves over it, I want to change the color to black, right? So if somebody moves the mouse over it, I want to change it to black. This is what we did. Now let's test it out, right? So let's see how this is looking in our website. So to do that, we are going to go to preview, and we can see this is what we have created so far. So let's check the hover state of the button. So if I'm taking my mouse and moving it over it, it is going to change the color to black. So it's working perfectly fine, right? So we just come back here. Now there is a slight problem in the alignment here. This is a design thing, because we have to optically align this. This is technically aligned. So I guess to make it optically work, we have to align it sort of like this. So yeah, I think this will look optically correct when you're looking at it. Yeah, it works. Right, so we have our main element set. Now, if you go to our widgets, you can see that what are the things that we added. We have our heading, we have our subject, the body text, and we have our button, right? So for ease of using this later, right, what we can do is we can select all of this together, just drag to select all of this, and we can make it a group. So if you come to your right side, you can see that there is a group button. So click on this, and that becomes a group. Now, if you go to your widget, you can see that this is now a group, right? You can click on this, you can double click, and you can change the name to the text block. So that is our first group. We just grouped it for our convenience. It's easier for us to move. Now let's try and bring an image in here, right? So to do that, I'm going to use a third-party site, which is called undraw.com. So undraw.com is a very interesting, and it's a free website where you can get a lot of illustrations. Now, the good thing about that is, if you browse now, you can select a color, and according to that, it will give you the illustrations. It will change the illustrations based on the color that you want. So I want basically this color, right, to be applied in most of my designs. So what I'm going to do is I'll just go to my settings. I'll click on the shape color, and this is the color. So let's add this to our palettes itself. So we have this color right now. Click on the plus sign, and it is already added to the palette window, right? We have this color right now. I'm going to take this color. I'm going to copy this color. So copy it, and let's go to undraw. Click here and just paste that color. And now you can see all the illustrations are based on that color. So we are going to search, and we are going to type our keyword. So I'm going to look for thinking, and we can see a lot of illustrations here, which actually relates to the thinking process, right? So we're going to take maybe this. So this actually works out, and I'm going to download a PNG right now. We can also take an SVG file from it if you want to edit that illustration, but since we are directly going to use it in our design, I'm going to download a PNG file. Now we need to bring that PNG file into our design. So what I'm going to do is, let's go to the add component. Let's go and select a picture, right? And we will put the picture where we actually want it. So let's say here. And now all we need to do is just drag and drop the picture to this component here, and the picture just quickly appears in our design. So now you can just click, scale it up, and you can match it with your design, right? So sort of comes like that. So we have design thinking element, and we have everything. Our illustration also right here, and everything pretty much works, right? So it's good. Let's take a preview and see. Yeah, so this is basically working. We have an image, and we have our buttons, and everything works pretty fine right now. Now we need to add our second number of elements in here. So what we're going to do is we are going to bring in a new set of objects or design elements in here. So uh, let's try and say what is going to be, you know, the benefits, the highlights of our particular program. So if they take this program, what are they going to get? So let's scroll this down. So which means that our website is a scrollable website. So if you preview it, this is what they see. And if they scroll down, they can go like that. Okay. So let's come here, and we are actually breaking a little bit of text here. So now what is happening is that this image is sort of cutting down a part of our text, right? It's just cutting down here. So what we need to do is that we need to send this image down below these components. To do that, we can go to widget. We can see we have a text block and our pixel on top of it. We just need to drag and drop it under it. So everything comes on top of that image, right? So we have that figured out right now. Now, if you need to scale this up a bit, so when you actually go to preview, and if you feel that, okay, this whole thing is actually a little small, so what you can do is you can select all of this together and scale this up so that your design sort of fits in, and it can go like that. So it sort of fits the entire area that you want. Okay, just click preview, and you can see this is how your website is going to look. I think this is fine. This is also working pretty good. So maybe design thinking. Yeah. The button can move up a bit. All right. Okay. So this is looking good. Maybe we can still keep it aligned to our grid. Okay. So yeah. Okay, now we are going to bring in some elements. For example, the highlights of this program. So for that, I'm going to bring in a container, right? So containers are really good options if you want to highlight certain features in your website. So to create a container, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a shape, right? So I'm going to go here. So when you click on this, by default, a square is going to come, a box is going to come like that, and we're going to use a box for this particular highlight. So I'm going to just scale it down a bit. I'm going to keep it right here. So we have some area right here, right? And the highlights are going to come like this. So in this, and I can change the color right now for these boxes. So maybe let's keep it black, or we can change it to the main color. So let's click here, and we go to our palette. We have already saved our blue. So click on that, and our boxes becomes blue, right? It's just, okay, we can work with that. Now I need a text element. So I'm going to bring in a text, and we're going to bring this down and write what is going to be the highlight. Now I'm going to tweak the colors a bit of this text. I'm going to select this. I'm going to go here and then change the text color to white. Do that. We can actually create a button also here. So after every highlight, if they want to quickly go to the next step, they can do it from here. So I'm going to create a small button. So the same way that we created, but in here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the color of this button. So what I will do is I will just go to the settings, and the shape color, I'm going to change it to white. So I want the button to be white, and I want the text color to be black. So I'm changing it to black. So right now we have it, and we can change the text content to know more. So if they want to know more, they can click on this button. So I can reduce the button like this, so it looks like a no more button. So we have that sort of set, right? Maybe we can Okay, let's place it like that. Now, another thing that I want to do in with this is I want to bring in an icon which represents it quickly. So this is what it is saying is that it's 3 hours of extensive training in design thinking by an industry expert. So what I'm going to do is I want to bring in an icon which represents that. So to do that, you can just go here, click on shape again. And if you look at this, by default, it's going to give you a box. But if you look at here, there is a couple of shapes other than the box. What we need is this one, the ducky, right? So click on that, and we will see a selection of icons right here. But that's not it. You can just search, and you will get the whole library of assets which are available in Readymag. So I'm going to just look for the clock maybe. So let's see, because it's going to be we are talking about the 3 hours duration, so I'm going to just take that, and let's take the icon. So we have this icon right now, so just move it here. So what I again want here is the color to be changed, so I can just click here and change the color to white, scale down the icon, right, and I'm going to move it somewhere here. Okay, so we have a card, right? So this is called a card, and this is contained, that information, the particular highlight is contained in that card, right? So 3 hours of extensive training in by an industry expert, it's sort of here. So if I want some sort of text adjustment, so maybe I can change the typeface. So I'll just go here and I'll choose it, maybe Wordana, yeah. So we have that highlight right here, which is working pretty fine. Now what I want is, I want to duplicate this, right? I want to duplicate this 3 times because there are 3 highlights here. So if you want to duplicate, the shortcut is press Alt on your keyboard and then drag the component, right? So select all of this and drag the component, it creates a duplicate, right? So again, if you select everything that you want, Alt on your keyboard, drag it, it creates a duplicate of that. Right? So we made a duplicate here, okay, of all the highlights that we wanted to say. But now what we need is we need to edit the content which is here, right? So we are going to change the content. So to change the content, we can just come here and we can change it. So I need to bring in an icon which actually says that. So I'm going to just double click on the icon, and all we have to do is search for that particular thing. So just say project. So I'm going to get maybe a project icon. So I think this actually works. So I'm going to bring that here, and it automatically takes in the color that we have given, right? So we gave a white color in the previous icon, and it's automatically taking that white color in here, right? So the same thing here we can do here. So we have all the icons set. We have our highlights, which is set, and let's take a preview right now. So this is there, and if you scroll back, you can see all the highlights of this program, and it's just working pretty fine, right? So yeah, this is good. So let's come back here. We can move it up if we want. So I'm going to select all of this, and then I'm going to bring this up a bit. So if you go here, it starts pretty early. So design thinking, we can see the highlights in the same page itself. If you scroll down, you can see some more, right? So it actually works pretty cool. Now let's add some more information here. We need our logo to be visible here. So let's bring in our logo. So it's Vistoon's online learning. So we are going to take a picture, right? A picture block. Let's keep it here. So let's bring it right like this, and we need to drop our file here. So what we're going to do is we will find the icon, which is right here, and I'm going to drag and drop it here. So it'll instantly appear there. So we have the logo of our program, and we can bring it down. So let's say, yeah. Okay, and let's scale it down. So we have our logo also here. Let's see once. Yeah. Yes. So we have our logo, we have our main content, and we have this, right? So Now we need one more information here. We haven't mentioned this is a workshop, so we have to put in a tiny information which is here. So let's do that as well. So we're going to go to the text. We will change the style to a subheading. So we're going to change it to maybe caption heading 2, and we are going to write live online webinar. Okay. So this is our main this is our event, so I want to just highlight that as well. So okay, we have that content, and the box, let's reduce it here. We can change the typeface a bit, so I'm going to change it from Georgia to Word earner, right? We're going to come here, and we can reduce the font size a bit. I'm going to just bring it down, right? So we have it. So we have a live online webinar text, and then we have all the information that we want right here, design your thinking and all that stuff, right? So we have prepared that, and let's go back and let's do some more tweaking here. We want some more information, right? So once they have done all this, they need to enroll for this program. So we need to create a form where we can get some information, right? So we're going to go and create a form just right here. So it automatically comes with the form. We will just scale it up so that it matches with our website. So we'll keep it maybe yeah, I think this works. So let the form be here, or maybe let it can be from here to here. Okay, so the form is here. Now there is a name field and an email field, and we need a phone number field as well, right? So if you look at the field setting here, we can add a new field. So click on that, and we're going to add a phone number field. So it comes in here. You can just move it around. So just move this, so that name, phone number, I just need to say this is phone. So name, phone, email, and then in the button we need to actually change the text to submit. And then after submitting, what is the text that should appear? So we can say that thank you for contacting us, right? So that text is also done. So we have our contact form. Now we'll add a small heading here. Just go here to create a text, and go to style, and let's go to H2, and we will say enroll. Or let's say inquiry form. Okay, and we are going to bring it right to this. Okay, so we have an inquiry form right here. Let's put it here. So we have all of this, right? We can maybe use this space to get some more there is some space here. We can maybe use it for taking some information about design thinking. So I'm just going to go and look for some design thinking images. Right. And this seems to be an interesting image. So let's take that. So open image in a tab, save images, and then we are here. So if you want to add an image here, so let's go here, select a picture, right? So the picture size, you can just change it. So I'm going to just drag and adjust it, and drag the picture that you want to add right here. Okay, it looks pretty neat. All right, so it looks good. So design thinking, and we have and all those information right here, which is pretty good. It's working pretty good. And we right now we need a footer, right? We need a footer. So we're going to go and create a box. We're going to put it right here, and then scale it up, mark it right like this, change the color to maybe our main color, which is blue. So we have blue somewhat here also. So we can maybe we can change the in the footer, we can add some information here. So we can, let's say, add the text. So if they want to contact, right? So we can put in the number. So let's take in the number, actually register for the website. And let's also include the email. So learn online at vistunes.com. And also let's include our main website name. So we have all that information right here, right? So again, we can see that the text box is too big. So let's bring it down so it doesn't move. And let's bring it to our footer. So the information stays right there when it's, where it's required. So we have all that details right here. All right, so if I want to actually put 2 additional links in here, I can do that as well. So maybe I'm going to take this live online webinar thing. I'm going to duplicate that, alt drag. So I'm going to make 2 buttons here, maybe register, and let's scale it down, and also duplicate that, alt drag it, and let's call it contact. Okay, so we have 2 buttons right here. So there is a register and a contact. Okay, so that's basically it. And now what we need to do is we need to connect it, right? So we need to actually connect this page, to link these buttons and all that. So to do that, what we need is if somebody clicks on the enroll now button, they need to go to this form, right? And that's pretty much what we are going to do. If they click on any button here, it should go to the inquiry form. So in the enroll now button, when you're selecting this, you can see that there is a hyperlink option. So click on that. If you want to send them to an outside URL, you can just type the URL here. But what we want is we want to send them to a particular position in the same page. So what we're going to do is we are going to select this, and we're going to click on the anchor, and we are going to select the anchor point. So I want to send them here, so I'm going to click it here. So if somebody clicks on enroll now, they will go to that form. I want to do the same thing here. So if somebody clicks on the register, so somebody clicks on the register, select the register text, they should go to the anchor, and they should go here. So if they are clicking on the register, or if they are clicking on the contact form, so what I do is, go to the anchor and then come down to this window where they can contact us via those methods, right? So we have done that. So if they click on register or contact, it will send them right there, right? And now the other option that we need to do is in here, what should happen. So when they click no more, what is going to happen? So I'm going to select the no more button, click on link, anchor. I'm sending them to here itself, and I'm going to repeat the same step to these buttons as well. Okay, so now it's all correct, right? Everything is perfect, it's working fine. And another thing that we want to do is that if a user comes in here and they want to just quickly go back to the top, we need to actually provide them a back to the top button, which is decent, right? So what we're going to do is we are going to come here, we're going to add a shape, we'll go to the icon and we'll search for up. We're going to get a load of icons right here, so we'll choose one icon like this. This actually looks good, so scale it down, and let's move it here and scale it down again, so it's not too big or anything. So let's put it here, and then we can put a text under it. So let's say a text, and we can say back to top, right? We're going to take that and put it here, so the user can click on this icon and go back straight to top. So we can click on this, so choose the link, click here. Instead of anchor, we have an option right here called scroll to top, so select that. It will go directly back to top. Now it's time to test it out, so click on preview, Okay, everything is working. And let's click on enroll now, and it goes right to the form, right? So let's click on back to top. It scrolls back to the top, and we click on register. It again comes back to the form. Click back to the top, and when you click on contact, it comes back, to the form, to this window, and click back to the top, it goes up, right? So we have connected pretty much everything, right? Even in no more, yeah, it goes here. So everything is working perfectly fine. So we have our setting, but one thing that we have missed out is how this will look in a mobile phone, right? So now let's try to tweak our responsive design. So let's switch it to mobile view. You can see that everything is out in here. We cannot see much of it. So what I'm going to do is I'll just take it and individually arrange this icon so that it works perfectly on a mobile phone as well. So we're going to do this. We're going to bring our logo right here. Let's scale it down. So the logo sits there, and we're going to bring all this component, right? So it's going to come right here. Let's scale it down. We can delete this button. I think this button is not required here. So live online, webinar on this, design your thinking, learn about all this. That information is right there, and we can see this. Okay, if the user scrolls down, so what we need to do is we are going to reposition all of this because we don't need any of this in our website. So I'm just going to move it around a bit. Okay, we'll just move it here, and we'll just scroll. The scroll area should be bigger, and we need this form to be presenter, right? So we are going to bring the form in here. We'll resize this to our phone's size. Okay, and what we can do is we can also put in these information, the text information, here in the bottom of the screen. So they can also contact us via this. Right, this is all what we need in our mobile phone. So let's take a preview of our mobile phone screen. So it looks like this, and if you scroll down, you can see this. That's all what we need for our mobile phone screen. Now let's put a heading also here so that it's clear what the form is used for. So let's bring in the inquiry form title, put it right here. Let's move the image a bit to the top, and in the picture can be under the text block. Okay, so everything works right now. Okay, we don't need the rest of the stuff, so let it be there. Now we have edited this, and if we go back to the desktop, everything remains the same. Nothing has changed in the desktop side, and that's the advantage here. So when we are switching to the mobile view, whatever we have done, it is only affecting the mobile view, and if you go back to the desktop view, everything is intact in the desktop view as well. So now what we need to do is to publish this thing. So to publish this, you can go back to your menu. You are here in the menu screen. Just come here, and you can click on the home page and click on the publish button. So let's change the name to maybe this design thinking. Okay, that's more related to the project. And here also in the home page, we'll say that workshop design thinking. Okay, and we will publish this. Okay, so when you publish this, it is going to be so unpublish and delete it. Okay, so once we here click here, now you click on publish. It's going to take some time, but it's published, right? So if you click on this link, it's going to open up in the website, and it's right now live, right? All the information that you have created, it's there. So your landing page is live right now. So whatever information that you're giving, so let's say we will try out something. Hey Ravi, and my phone number and email. If you click on submit, thank you for contacting us is the setting that we have already given. So that information comes to my email, right? So this is how the landing page creation works in Readymag. It's pretty easy. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial and it will be really useful for you. And I'll see you with the next video soon. Till then, take care, be safe, and bye.